Hello and welcome to LSB Film Productions, and to what is a slightly different type of video in that we would like you to do something for us. Now don't worry, it won't cost you any money. In fact, we want to save money. We would like everyone who watches this video before Wednesday, June the 7th to spend just a few minutes letting the UK government know what we all think of their plans for a central bank digital currency. You see, unbeknownst to most people, the government is planning a digital pound and is running a consultation to ask our opinions. Now, if you're thinking these consultations are just a PR exercise, then we'd be inclined to agree with you. But please stick around to the end of this short video for why we think it's still worth your time. So, what is the government up to this time? As you're watching LSB Film Productions and not the BBC, it's safe to assume that you're already very well informed. 99% of you will be well aware of central bank digital currencies, what they are, and why they are a very bad thing for ordinary people. You see, when you use cash, the government and the banks have no idea what you have spent your money on or to whom you have given it. With a digital currency, the government and other third parties have visibility of and ultimately control over how you spend your money. The government and your bank will see every single transaction and will be able to decide whether that transaction is approved. If you want to spend money on things of which the government does not approve, they will have the ability to stop you from doing so. In effect, you will need permission to spend what is supposedly your own money. It is not hard to imagine how governments would abuse the power that digital currencies would afford them as yet another tool to control the population and enforce their policies.
All our analysis on CBDC, in particular for the use of general use, we tend to establish the equivalence with cash, and there is a huge difference there. For example, in cash, we don't know, for example, who's using a $100 bill today. We don't know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also we will have the technology to enforce that. Those two issues are extremely important, and that makes a huge difference with respect to what cash is.
They could limit the amount you spend on fuel to comply with their net zero agenda. They could limit the amount you spend on certain products that they don't like. Meat, alcohol, cigarettes, sugar, trips abroad. Sorry sir, your card has been declined. You've exceeded your carbon allowance for this month. We've already seen this kind of thing happen in Canada just last year, where people protesting against government policies had their personal and business bank accounts frozen. But even the central bank digital currency, as unnecessary and worrying as it is itself something of a Trojan horse. It's difficult to imagine how such a digital currency could be rolled out without also a system of digital identification. Every man, woman and child who spends this currency will need a digital ID to do so. Our transactions will be tied to that digital ID. We will move from an era where everyone is free to participate in the economy however they choose, into a brave new world where the government is informed of and must give permission for every single transaction made. The government, banks, big business and corporate media will tell you all about the convenience of digital currency, but they will not be able to explain why such a thing is even necessary, nor will they mention the clear threat government oversight and control of your spending poses to our freedom. Let's be honest, bankers are not famous for being nice, charitable humanitarians. Politicians, likewise, are a byword for dishonesty. Our governing classes do not wish us well, so when they get together to propose a major change in how we live our lives, it is only sensible to ask questions. Which is more likely, that they want digital currencies for our good or for theirs? So, this is a call to action for everyone watching this video right now to respond to the Bank of England and the UK government's joint consultation on the development of a digital pound. Please do it now. The consultation is online, there's a link in the description below, and can take you as little as a few minutes to complete. How you go about completing the form is entirely up to you. You may just want to write something like, "I do not support or consent to a central bank digital currency in any form or in any terms," in every available box on the form. You may of course wish to provide fuller and more detailed answers to each question. Now, you might be thinking to yourself that consultations such as this, or petitions even, make no practical difference. But please ask yourself, would you post a comment against digital currencies on YouTube, or on Facebook, or on Twitter, or anywhere on social media? If you would, then why not send such a comment to the people who are actually responsible for these policies? Whether they take any notice of it isn't really the point. It's about us seeing wrongdoing and speaking out against it wherever possible. Which is what we do here at LSB Film Productions, and we hope you will take 5 minutes right now to do the same. Thank you.